A simple Maven project in Intellij. Hello, I'm the Midnight Coder. I was inspired by a video on setting up a YouTube channel to choose a memorable handle, so I'm trying out the Midnight Coder. See how it goes. In my last video, I covered some of the basics of setting up your development system. A friend suggested that one should configure a VM instead of direct hardware. I agree, but I feel that's too advanced for my first set of videos. I want my videos to build on each other. In this video, we're going to dive into setting up a simple Maven project in Intellij. I'll also show you how to add a dependency to Lombok. I'll be demonstrating the features of Lombok in another video. While I originally planned to cover setting up Git and creating a GitHub account, I've decided I want to take a break from setup for at least a couple of days. We start by bringing up our toolbox and then start IntelliJ Ultimate. Now, yesterday, I was a little awkward with the dialogues for setting up the project. And that's because you don't usually set up a project often. So here's just a test project that I had, and I want to delete it for creating a new one. So I'm going to close this project, which just brings us to the opening screen for IntelliJ, and I'll remove it. Now to create our new project, all we have to do is press New Project here. We're going to call it Lombok Demo. And I'm going to choose an archetype. Now, yesterday, the default size for this dialog is like that, and I couldn't see the end of the archetype names. It made it a little awkward to search. So today, we're just going to extend the dialog out to match the huge font I use on my screen. And I'm going to choose Quick Start, which will set up a basic Java project with a couple of files, and it's nice to use if you're planning to develop a Java library, not a complicated service. So you'll notice that Quick Start is one of the archetypes that is internal to Maven. You can also set up your own archetypes, or you can go to Maven Central. So if you didn't miss it, there was a little spinning as it went out and searched Maven Central for a whole bunch of other archetypes that are available, publicly available. But for today, we're just going to go back to internal and choose Quick Start. And let's see, looks correct. This proper size. Takes a bit for it to get going. All right. Now, JUnit. This archetype was written a while ago, and it has JUnit 3.8, which is way behind. So let's start by fixing that. What this is our POM file for our project. And in here are a list of our dependencies, which are a list of libraries that we use that are not part of Java. So now I want JUnit for doing my testing. It's not a project that you'll create that should have some tests in it. So let's go JUnit, Maven, dependency. And we're going to Maven repository. which is a site you may as well bookmark because it will probably end up here a lot. Let's go. J unit. Yeah. This is the latest. It's over here. And J unit Jupyter API. And we're going to go to here. And now we're going to grab the dependency from this location. And replace this test configuration with that. Now we've made changes to our POM, so we're going to reload it. Maven, reload. Yeah. So now let's look. It created by default a app class, which is supposed to be the main class for whatever you're developing. We'll leave the main class in there in case we want to have something we can run when the library's executed on its own. We're going to take out all the boilerplate it installed for app tests. In fact, we're just going to remove that completely since we're not focusing on app functionality. So now let's refactor. Let's rename this from org.example to M1. Okay. It's been updated as well. Empty comments are useless. Okay. Now, let's just create a package here. And that package we're going to call domain. And in domain, we put all the domain objects for our project. So we'll create a data class that we'll call acronym data. Yeah. Then we'll also create a service class for which we'll need a services package. We'll call this class in here acronym query service. Okay. Now we're not going to do much with these today. I just want an excuse to bring in Lombok. So we're going to just add this Lombok annotation, which will be is undefined because we don't have it in our POM file. So now we go back to Maven. Let's show you. We'll just go Maven repository Lombok. I could use the search inside the site here, but let's see, September 2023. That sounds like it's the latest. But it's always good to remember what you need to search for. You just put Maven repository and the name of the library or the dependency you're looking for. And so we're now going to add Lombok to our properties here. And we're going to our dependencies here. And we reload our Maven file. And then we can come back here. And now we're able to import this class. What data does is creates a getter and a setter for all the fields in the data class. So I'm going to call a private string, and we're going to say the acronym itself is one field. And then we're going to have a second field that we're going to call spelled out. All right, so normally I would have a builder for a class like this and make the fields immutable by only having getters, but we're just trying to get quickly going here. Do a Control-Shift-T, generate a test class, and it's really a demo class. We'll put demo data. Oh, test, which is a JUnit annotation, public void, and demo demo data annotation. Say string expected acronym equals LOL. Been programming Scala for 2 years, so I sometimes forget my semicolons. I do apologize for that. Let's see, expected spelled out equals laugh out loud. Then we're going to take acronym data equals new acronym data. And then we will say data dot set acronym expected acronym. And then data dot set spelled out, expected spelled out. Also, I'm going to do assert equals here. Normally I wouldn't test built-in functionality, that is third-party functionality, unless I doubted the quality of the third-party API I was using, or the functionality of Java itself. Like, you wouldn't test the file system. The file command can open a file. That's part of the language itself. very seldom find mistakes in compilers. I have found a few, but usually when I say, oh, there must be something wrong with the compiler, it's something I've done in my code. So we test our functionality and not the functionality that we rely on that's well tested and we should have confidence in. Now, you find a bug, and I'd say it'd be pretty rare that you do, then you're probably going to take profiling and debugging to find it. It's another thing I miss about Scala is I don't have to specify system out on my print lines. It does give me something to do next before with this particular project, even before I move to adding my logbook tests. I should add my logging because we're not going to go through and do print lines everywhere. And you kind of need to have logging in every single thing you produce. So let's go here. And print line. Okay. So now let's just run this test. And you can see the print line is smart enough to print out a class fields value field combination. So that's it for tonight. Well, that was a little dry, but hopefully we'll get a bunch of excitement when we look at those Lombok features tomorrow. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe.